Back to Morea, arrivederci Venice. Venice was interesting. Beautiful, yes, but give me a sturdy donkey over a gondola any day. Let's just say I'm relieved to be back on solid, less bird-bombarded ground. Morea, my old friend, how I've missed you. The sun, the sea, the souvlaki, it's good to be home. Morea isn't just a place, it's a feeling. It's the warmth of the sand, the taste of salty air, the sound of waves. It's the laughter of children, the clinking of glasses, the scent of bougainvillea. Morea isn't just about relaxing on the beach. This island is bursting with hidden coves, ancient ruins, and charming villages. So grab your sunscreen and sense of adventure, because we're diving into Morea. And hey, if you have your phone handy, maybe give that like button a tap, just to let me know you're enjoying the Morea madness. Stay golden. Kearnix recommends sunscreen and common sense. Now, before we get carried away with hidden coves and ancient mysteries, let's talk practicality. Morea is a dream, sure, but even dreams have rules. Rule number 1, don't get sunburned. You'd be amazed how many people forget this basic rule. Remember folks, a lobster is for eating, not for imitating. Rule number 2, stay hydrated. Water, water, water. It's your best friend, especially under the Greek sun. Carry a reusable bottle. Good for you, good for the planet. And no, ouzo doesn't count as hydration, no matter what your inner Zorba might tell you. Rule number 3, and this is a big one. Respect the locals. Learn a few basic Greek phrases. Yassas, hello, and Epharisto, thank you. Go a long way. Remember, you're a visitor in their home, not the other way around. Be polite, be kind, and you'll be welcomed with open arms. One last thing, don't forget your sense of adventure. Morea is best explored off the beaten path. So pack your curiosity, your sense of humor, and maybe a map, or a reliable navigation app. Kearnix, you never know what treasures you might find. Myth-busting. Morea, it's not all beaches, but they're awesome. Okay, confession time. Morea does have some pretty spectacular beaches. We're talking turquoise water, soft sand, and enough sunshine to power a small city. But Morea is more than just a pretty coastline. This island is packed with history, culture, and activities, from hiking through ancient ruins to exploring hidden caves to indulging in the local cuisine. So yes, spend your days soaking up the sun. But don't forget to venture beyond the beach town. How about a visit to the ancient city of Mycenae? Think towering walls, golden masks, and rich mythology. Or maybe you're more of a nature lover. Then head for the Samaria Gorge, a stunning natural wonder. And for those who prefer history with adrenaline, rent a quad bike. Just remember to wear your helmet, and don't blame me if you end up covered in dust. Secret Cove alert. Shh, don't tell the tourists. All right, I know what you're thinking. Enough with the history lessons, Bryson. Just tell us where the secret beaches are. Patience, my friend, patience. A good secret is worth waiting for. But okay, since you asked nicely, I'll let you in on a little secret. But you didn't hear it from me, all right? Tucked away on the southern coast of Morea, hidden from the crowds and the tourist buses, lies a small secluded cove known only to locals and a select few intrepid travelers, like yourself, lucky reader. It's the kind of place where the water is so clear you can see your toes, and maybe even a fish or two, swimming around. And the sand is so soft it feels like you're walking on a cloud. To get there, you'll need to follow a winding dirt road that snakes its way through olive groves and past ancient ruins. Keep an eye out for a small whitewashed chapel perched on a hilltop. That's your cue to turn left onto an even smaller dirt road. You might want to rent a 4x4 for this part. Trust me, the journey is half the adventure. And when you finally arrive at the cove, well, let's just say you'll be glad you made the effort. Section 5. History Bites. Morea's got stories, not just gyros. Now, I know what you're thinking. History in my travel blog. Isn't that like against the rules? Listen, I get it. History can be about as much fun as a root canal, especially when you're on vacation. But trust me on this one, folks. Morea's history isn't just dusty textbooks and boring museum exhibits. This island has seen it all. Empires rise and fall, battles won and lost, gods and monsters clashing on epic scales. It's the birthplace of legends, the setting of myths, the stuff of epic poems. And the best part? You can practically trip over history here. One minute you're strolling through a charming village square. The next, you're staring at the ruins of a temple dedicated to Zeus himself. It's like stepping into the pages of a history book, only way more fun, and with better food. So go ahead, Indulge your inner Indiana Jones. Explore the ancient ruins. Decipher the inscriptions. Imagine the gladiators battling it out in the Colosseum. Just try not to break anything, okay? Those artifacts are old. Section 6, Foodie Paradise. Eat like a local, not a tourist trap. Okay, let's be honest, folks. We all know the real reason we travel is for the food, right? And when it comes to culinary delights, Morea does not disappoint. We're talking fresh seafood pulled straight from the Aegean, juicy olives plucked from ancient trees, tomatoes so ripe they'll make you weep with joy. But here's the thing. You won't find the best food in those fancy tourist traps with their laminated menus and inflated prices. To truly experience the flavors of Morea, you need to eat like a local. That means venturing beyond the main squares and into the heart of the villages, where you'll find family-run tavernas serving up traditional dishes made with love, and probably a whole lot of olive oil. Don't be afraid to ask the locals for recommendations. They're the experts after all. And don't be afraid to try something new. You might just discover your new favorite dish. Pro tip, when in doubt, order the moussaka. You can't go wrong with layers of eggplant, potato and minced meat topped with creamy bechamel sauce. Just be sure to pace yourself, folks. You've got a lot of exploring and eating to do. Section 7. Family Fun Kids versus Morea. Morea wins with ice cream. Now I know what you're thinking, Morea with kids? Isn't that a recipe for disaster? Listen, I get it. Traveling with children can be challenging at the best of times, but Morea is surprisingly kid-friendly. Think about it. Endless beaches for building sandcastles, crystal clear waters for splashing around in, and enough ice cream to keep even the most sugar-crazed child happy. Plus, there are plenty of activities to keep the little ones entertained, from donkey rides to water parks to mini golf courses. And who knows, you might even learn a thing or two yourself. Did you know that the ancient Greeks invented the Olympics? Just imagine the bragging rights your kids will have after a visit to the original Olympic Stadium. So pack your sense of humor, your patience, and maybe an extra suitcase for all the souvenirs your kids will inevitably collect. Morea is ready for you and your little adventurers. Section 8, Adventure Time, Morea, Beyond the Postcard. Alright, you've passed on the beaches, explored the ruins, and stuffed yourself silly with delicious Greek food. What's next? Adventure, my friend, adventure. Morea isn't just a pretty face, it's an adrenaline junkie's paradise. Feeling brave? How about a spot of rock climbing in the Taygetus Mountains? The views are breathtaking, but be warned, the cliffs are not for the faint of heart. Prefer to get your thrills on the water? No problem. Morea is a haven for water sports, from windsurfing and kitesurfing to kayaking and paddleboarding. And for those who like their adventures a little more, underground, there are plenty of caves to explore, from the eerie Diros caves with their subterranean lake to the mythical Psychro cave, said to be the birthplace of Zeus himself. Just remember to bring a flashlight or a fully charged phone with a reliable flashlight app. Key Onyx. You never know what you might find lurking in the shadows. Section 9. Key Onyx keeps you connected, even when you're lost in paradise. Let's face it, folks, we live in a connected world. Even when we're on vacation, we still want to share our adventures with the world and maybe make our friends and family a little jealous in the process. But what happens when you're exploring those hidden coves and ancient ruins and your phone decides to take an unexpected nap? That's where Key Onyx comes in. With its lightning-fast internet and reliable coverage, Key Onyx keeps you connected no matter how far off the beaten path you wander. So go ahead, post that envy-inducing selfie with the sunset over the Aegean. Share that hilarious story about the time you tried to order a gyro using only sign language. Key Onyx has you covered, because even in paradise, you never know when you might need to send a quick email, check the latest news, or, update your travel blog. Speaking of which, don't forget to like and subscribe. Section 10. Don't just dream it, Morea it. Book that trip. So, what are you waiting for? Morea is calling, and it's time to answer the call. Book that flight, pack your bags, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Whether you're looking for relaxation or adventure, history or culture, Morea has something for everyone. Just remember to pack your sense of humor, your appetite for adventure, and maybe an extra memory card for your camera. You're going to need it. See you on the beach! Section 11. Sharing is caring, spread the Morea love and this blog. Well folks, that's it for this week's adventure. I hope you enjoyed our virtual trip to Morea. If you did, be sure to show your love by hitting that like button and subscribing to my channel for more travel tips, hilarious anecdotes, and maybe even a few more secret cove reveals. And hey, if you've got any Morea tips of your own, be sure to share them in the comments below. After all, sharing is caring. Until next time, happy travels.